Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another ultimate comparison. In this episode, the Boat Stone 650 is going head to head with the Boult Audio BassBox Verve. And I know this is something you guys would really want to watch because these two speakers share a lot in common, have the same price, so you guys are confused as to which one you should pick based on a verdict. And I'm going to give you that. But before we begin, a few requests to you guys. Number one, if you do enjoy watching this episode, please smash that like button. It really helps me out. Subscribe to PRcast9 if you haven't already. And if after watching this episode, you decide to pick up any of these speakers or both, kindly use the links of these speakers given in the description below to make your purchase. I promise you it's not going to cost you anything extra, but you guys will be indirectly helping me run this channel and produce more such high quality and helpful content just for you guys. Okay, so let's begin. Now, obviously these two speakers have a lot in common and a few differences as well, and I'm not going to waste your time by going over all of these. Rather, the chart you're seeing right now basically summarizes what these similarities and differences are. So have a good look and pause the video if you need to right now to jot down your points. Okay, now with those specs and features out of the way, I'm going to get into the feedback, my review of what the differences are in terms of sound between these two speakers. And mind you, these are going to be my opinion, so they might differ from yours, but I'm going to be as fair and unbiased as possible so that you guys get a clear idea as to what the differences are. And at the end of the episode, you're going to get the sound test where I'm going to play the same two tracks from these two speakers so you guys can have a fair idea of how they sound, what the differences are, and decide for yourself. So guys, if you're an existing viewer, you know that I don't just say good sound or bad sound. I give you the details and tell you that any sound that you hear is broadly made up of three main frequencies: the highs, the mids, and the lows. Highs, where the really sharp sounding instruments are, mids, where the vocals lie, and lows, which means the bass. Now, one thing I want to mention before I give you the breakdown of the three frequencies between these two speakers is that even though both are 10 watt RMS speakers, the Boat Stone 650 is considerably louder than the BassBox Verve. So that also plays a crucial role in how the three frequencies were produced by these two speakers. Alright, so now let me give you the breakdown on the high frequencies between these two speakers. I think there is no competition with the fact that the Boat Stone 650 is much more loud and clear, and the highs are much more sharp, upfront, bright, and audible compared to the BassBox Verve. Switching between the Boat Stone 650 and the BassBox Verve, when I was judging the high frequencies, it's almost like the high frequencies were turned off for the BassBox Verve. So I'm not saying that the Boat Stone 650 has the best highs in all the Bluetooth speakers in its class, but between these two speakers, the Boat Stone 650 produces highs that are audible, sharp, and much more enjoyable to listen to. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind is that at max volume, the Boat Stone 650 did crackle and distort a bit at the beginning of songs, depending on the track, not all tracks, but that was there, which was not there with the BassBox Verve. But it was just 2 or 3 seconds of that distortion on the Boat Stone 650, and then once the song starts, there was no more distortion, and you can always also reduce that by keeping the volume at around 75 to 80%. So I would rather choose the Boat Stone 650, which actually makes the highs audible and enjoyable to listen to, and maybe I would accept that little bit of distortion than the BassBox Verve, in which the highs are almost, in comparison, non-existent. So I personally would definitely pick the Boat Stone 650, and in general definitely has far better and audible highs. Now coming to the mid frequencies where the vocals are, again between these two, the Boat Stone 650 is miles ahead and far better than the BassBox Verve. The Boat Stone 650 produced vocals which were sharp, they were audible, and they were much more enjoyable to listen to because you could actually hear them. With the BassBox Verve, it's so muted that you don't enjoy the vocals. You're left wanting for more volume and more sharpness so that you can actually listen to it. You would have to bring down the volume of the Boat Stone 650 by quite a lot to actually match the max volume of the BassBox Verve. So there is really no competition here. and the highs and mids both go to the Boult 650. Now coming to the low end or the bass, again I found that it was more prevalent, or the punch factor was more on the Boult 650. Not by a lot, but because the overall volume of the Boult 650 is far better than the BassBox Verve, so that played a factor, and ultimately I would pick the Boult 650. Now mind you, it is when I'm comparing the Boult 650 to the BassBox Verve, which are speakers which fall into the same category in terms of price and specs, that in comparison the Boult 650 is definitely superior. But compared to the Boult 650, there are many other Bluetooth speakers out there that are far superior than the Boult 650. But in this comparison between the BassBox Verve and the Stone 650, I would hands down recommend and choose personally the Boult 650. It is far superior in terms of sound. Yes, it is a bit old compared to the BassBox Verve, definitely. And the BassBox Verve has Bluetooth version 5.1, while the Stone 650 has Bluetooth version 4.2. But if you're fearing latency, I played movies and I watched movies using the Boult 650 even while doing this testing, and I found that there was really no noticeable difference between the Boult 650 and the BassBox Verve in terms of latency. So both did not have any latency. So if that was a factor, if you were fearing that, then you can just forget about it, because the Boult 650 had no problem with latency. So even if you are going to use this to watch videos or movies, it's definitely fine. And rather, I would recommend that if you are going to watch movies, it's a better option to pick the Boult 650 because it's louder, it's got more punch, and movies will be much more enjoyable to listen to when you're using the Boult 650 as your go-to speaker. So guys, those were my opinions. That was my review, my feedback, and I hope I've made it clear for you guys. Because both of them are priced absolutely similar, you should pick the Boult 650 in my opinion. So guys, now you're going to listen to the sound test, and this is where you will decide for yourselves which one you should pick. I've given you my opinion, but now you're going to listen to it and decide for yourselves, and the one that you like the best is the one that you should pick because it should suit your needs. Anyway guys, that's been my review. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, smash that like button, subscribe to Purcast 9, and like I said, whichever speaker you decide to buy, kindly use the links given in the description below to make your purchase, to help me run this channel and produce more quality and helpful content in the future just for you guys. So now, enjoy the sound test, and very soon I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.
While you and me repeat, this bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire.